So hey guys, what's up? This is Ezekiel with the next episode for our Battle Cats Evolution series. Yeah, so in the last video we talked about the Samurai Cat, and so today, by popular demand, I feel like I keep saying this now for like all these new episodes, but it's true, a lot of people want to see these particular cats, which is why I tried to show them as much as I can. But today, we're going to be taking a look at the Vengeful Cat, aka just like, you know, the third alteration from the whole, you know, salon cat or actress cat family, just because there's like 3 of them so far that pretty much look the same, just with slight variations with the actual graphical designs. Anyways, the Vengeful Cat. I'll read the description first, then I guess I'll get into the details afterwards, because I have quite a lot to say for this particular cat, as well as its true form and all that fun stuff. So, ranged attacker filled with hate for this world. The emo of the Battle Cats, you know, universe for sure. Well, other than, like, the Rockstar Cat and all of them other cats, but, you know, let's not talk about them. We'll talk about them in another video. Works very well with the Sexy Legs Cat. Crushes all with her Vengeful Fist. Area attack damage. And then I'll also show off this stuff right here. So, area attack, of course. That's the only thing that she can do as well. So it's pretty much the same in terms of, well, not quite the same in terms of stats, but it works the same way that it does for the actress cat. So it's pretty much this really tall looking cat lady that's able to strike down major groups of enemies with relative ease, and it's the stats that make it slightly different from the, well, salon cat, or the actress cat. Sorry, I keep mixing up the two. So instead of going to the typical, you know, what is it, like the high score area to fight like the kangaroos and all that stuff, I'll actually go to the Ghostly Houseguests just because it's available to us, and this is just a little, you know, more of a scenario sort of thing, or scenario background, I don't know, it just makes sense with this particular theme of the cat, just because, like, you get the cat from completing this, or you have a chance to anyways, because the better levels, or the harder levels that you complete, the higher chance that you can get for this cat. So yeah, the Vengeful Cat, like I said, is pretty much just a crazy looking version of the actress cat. Has like the, you know, crazy looking gown going on right there, the little bandana thingy on the on her waist, not really the waist, like more around like the stomach area. Has really epic looking hair, not gonna lie, looks pretty freaking impressive. Oops, did not mean to spam another one, but it has the really nice looking hair, and then I have a little bit of some cleavage right there in the center, but hey, you know, just kind of, it makes the cat look cooler in a graphical sort of sense. But other than that, that's pretty much all there is to it. And well, its attack animation is also something worth noting. It's a little bit slower than normal. I don't know if you noticed it, but it kind of like slowly raises the arm and then whoosh, just like smacks it down. So it's definitely a much slower, or it has a slower attack speed versus its other comparisons, the actress cat and the salon cat. They can attack like at a slightly faster pace. So if you're going for, you know, pure speed and you want to build up like an army that can like attack the enemies at like a rapid pace, then obviously the Vengeful Cat isn't really going to do the best job, just because you can see that it's taking a pretty long time just to get to the freaking enemy base right there, and there's only 2 of them too. Like, imagine if I had like 20 of them, it'd probably be like slightly faster, but not by a whole lot. But damage wise, it does a decent amount. Surprisingly, it does a little bit more than the actress cat, so I mean, in that sense, it is stronger in attack power. But other than that, its HP is a little bit lacking. The actress cat in its true form and the salon cat in its true form have more HP versus this cat. So again, it's kind of just like hit or miss depending on if you really want to use this cat for your army. But I'll get into that in like the conclusion of this video. So yeah, we look at that. We beat the first stage pretty freaking easily. Not too bad, not too bad. But let's see if the evolution form of the Vengeful Cat can actually do a little bit better. So the evolved form of the Vengeful Cat is, strangely enough, the Groucho Cat, which is funny because it reminds me of like, you know, in the Toy Story series, you had like the potato people, like the Mr. Potato and the Miss Potato, and then they had like their weird looking noses and then like detachable ears and eyeballs and stuff, and you can always rearrange them to look like something a little bit different. That's basically what this thing reminds me of every time I look at this thing. It's kind of funny. And it also reminds me of something else, but I'll talk about that once we actually use the cannonball because I can't show it right now. Hates to solve, or hate solves nothing. Laughter, however, look out! Dad jokes and range attacks. Combines well with anything at all. Area attack damage. Actually, for this particular cat, I think I'll actually pair it with the Sexy Legs Cat for this instance, just because if I don't, it's not gonna really make sense of what it means by, you know, using this cat with, like any legs cat, let's say. So, not the Macho Legs Cat, no, that's gonna that's gonna ruin the look. So let's just go for the regular legs cat right here. So stats are the same. I think they increased just a little bit, but obviously if you've already maxed out your cat in terms of the level, then you're not going to see a difference. But other than the stats, it's pretty different versus its first variant of the evolution, not gonna lie. So let's actually go to like maybe the third stage just to keep things a little bit more challenging, just because I've realized that we usually there's no what's the word I'm looking for? No tension in these videos, just because like I usually win them all. So hopefully this will be slightly different. And we got the six-legged cat to help us as well if we need to. So the Groucho Cat, it's really, it's like really different. Instead of having like the whole crazy actress thing, you now have a little regular cat sitting on a cloud, which is, you know, sort of representative of like the Latakus from the Nintendo series. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but it's basically like the little Koopa dudes or whatever they are, like the little shell dudes that sit on the clouds, and then you can see them in, like, you know, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, Mirror Cart when they're, like, you know, raising the flags and all that stuff. It's basically that I'm thinking of right there. And then he has his little fishing pole, or two fishing poles, so it seems, not too sure. It's really hard to tell with the background. But he has the two fishing poles with lines that extend down, which inevitably holds the little, you know, the glasses, the nose, and the hair, which you can see looks pretty funny when you put it on, like, you know, things like the Sexy Legs cat for this instance. So, it's a pretty interesting cat, and its attack's actually kind of strange too. Like, you'd think that, you know, because it's on a cloud, like, it would, like, you know, throw maybe some accessories or face accessories towards the enemies, but nope, it literally shoots, or it excretes, like, a freaking lightning bolt that, like, just goes down and, like, explodes onto the enemy, which is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. And oh no, the second cat went down! Okay, this might, well, it's just running me, so I'm pretty sure if we just continue to spam these guys, then it's not gonna be too bad. But yeah, I prefer the Groucho Cat versus, like, the Vengeful Cat, just because I'm pretty sure it attacks faster. I don't think it actually does, in all honesty, but I feel like it does, just because you don't see the really long arm of the Vengeful Cat, like, extending all the way up, and then like, oh, whoop, shoo. For this cat, it's just like, pew, 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 like the little zaps. I mean, there is a slight delay, because you can see, like, it charging up right there, but it just feels, faster than the Vengeful Cat. I don't really know why that is. It just does. But, yeah, if you have a bunch of these guys together, I guess they can be somewhat of a threat to the enemies, which is a good thing, because these guys are pretty powerful support if you pair them up with, like, the right cats and stuff. But overall, that's pretty much what the Groucho Cat is. It's a funny cat with relatively, you know, interesting stats, but other than that, that's pretty much it. So now let's move on to the final evolution, which is, I'm probably going to be talking about this the most, just because I think it's not the greatest of true forms, let me tell you that. So we do not need you, so that in a really weird way. But of course, recording this very late at night, so obviously that's gonna happen. But the final form of this cat is the Kite Cat, which I'll admit, the first time I saw this, I was kind of confused. I was just like, whoa, this one looks, see, it went from creepy or just cool looking to funny, and then just goes to kind of strange or a little bit too, I don't know, Japanese, Tokyo. I don't want to be racist here, but it just, I don't know, it's questionable. It's questionable for its particular design right here. But anyways, her mission is to bring more smiles to the world, even though you look like, that is not a smiley face right there. That's more like an evil take over the world sort of face. Anyways, Sexy Legs complains about getting smacked in the face though. Long distance area attacks. So this is like an issue, but also like a benefit altogether, if that makes sense. Because depending on how exactly you use this cat, it can either be a really good support cat, or it could be a terrible, practically useless cat as well. So I'll just demonstrate this real quick in another, you know, Ghostly House thing. So you're gonna first see why this cat can be absolute garbage if you use it the wrong way. So let's just go to Houseguests, the first one. Let's just go to maybe like maybe the second stage, just because I don't have the Sexy Legs Cats as supporter, so just tone it down a little bit, but you'll see what I'm talking about here. So, for example, if we wait for a couple of enemies to arrive, and also wait for our money thing to actually be able to spam this cat right here, you can see when I spam it, it's, so, bit of a troll. It's not just the kite that's the cat, it's another cat that holds the kite that, in which allows it to attack. But look at this is the problem right away. I'm hoping that you see it right here, because it's pretty bad. So because this cat now gains the ability to attack from a distance, it means that if there are any enemies right in front of it, it's not going to be able to hit it as it would be able to had it been in its first 2 evolutions. So pretty much the biggest issue with this cat versus like any other true form is that it cannot attack enemies in front of it, and it's a really big problem because if enemies are moving really fast or they're just like at this really slow speed, it's just not gonna do well right here. You can see that it's already struggling to deal with these guys, which it really should not be. So it's kind of a sad thing. I feel like they messed up in this true form. But, you know, well, in this specific scenario, if you're just using the Kite Cat, of course, if I spam more of these guys right here, yeah, spamming more of them seems to be slightly helpful, but you can see that the enemies are already attacking, and at this point, I would either have to use my cat cannon to, like, push them all away, because you can see that neither of them are able to hit them now. So I'm going to try to see if I can do this properly. Let's see. I think, no, this should just kill them, right? Yeah. I don't even need to, like, trick it out so that they can actually hit it and stuff, but, because the cat cannon's so strong. But yeah, that's pretty much like the first issue is that they just can't hit units right in front of them, which really sucks. And so I feel like the cat's like it's kind of a waste almost, because they have this long long distance air attack now, but what good is it if they can't even deal with enemies that are like right in front of them? Now of course you can see like the goodness stuff right here. If you are able to spam these cats in more of a line versus like a stack, so by stack I mean like they're literally right over each other, but if you spam them in a way like this, where there's like cats in the front, cats in the back, that way they're able to hit more enemies. So if there's enemies like right in front of the first ones, then the second one behind them can hit those guys. So it works out a little bit in the end, but I don't know, it's just not that good. So I'm gonna leave real quick, and then I'll slightly alter the build here so that I can show this cat when it's used correctly, where it actually has the most potential. So all I'm going to do is just get the eraser cat, and that's pretty much all you need, because if you have a wall in front of these cats, or well, it's a general rule that if you have long distance attacking cats that cannot attack enemies right in front of them, then it's a good idea to have some kind of a meat shield in front of them so that it'll make the gap between them farther, so that the long-range cat, in this case the Kite Cat, actually land its attacks so that it doesn't freaking suck. So we're gonna do a slightly harder one for this time, because I'm pretty confident that if I use the Eraser Cat and the Kite Cat, then we should be able to win this no problem. Right, so summon the Eraser Cat, and then you're going to see that it's actually pretty good if you have my setup right here. So now that we have an Eraser Cat in the front, it's able to hold off the enemies at the right distance, enough for the Kite Cat to actually do its thing. So in this particular case, it's pretty good. Like, it doesn't seem as bad as it was before, but even if you use this particular setup, there is still one thing that is pretty suckish. So despite the fact that this cat is supposedly a quote-unquote long-distance area attacking cat, hopefully you've noticed, just by the statistics from, like, you know, the bump screen as I always put them, it actually has the same attack range as it did for the first 2 evolution forms, which is kind of weird, because you can't really call a cat a long-distance cat if its attack range doesn't increase at all from the first 2 previous forms. So I just thought it was a really weird decision for the Ponos people to do, for, you know, like, it's just like, hey, let's just make this cat a long distance attack cat, and then the employees are just like, okay, that's a pretty good idea. I guess it adds a little bit of more creativity and interest to the you know, the cat universe, I suppose. But then the guy, he's just like, okay, but we'll do that, but let's not increase the attack range, let's just keep the same. And then everyone's just like, what? I mean, sure, I guess we could do that, but what if this happens or this happens? You know, it just goes into a bunch of confusion right there. So I kind of feel like this cat just isn't really worth using, because I personally go with the Groucho Cat or even the Vengeful Cat. This, like, you know, depends on whether which look you prefer. But I highly don't recommend the Kite Cat unless you're sure that you have a really good lineup of cats that are able to protect it. Otherwise, just go with the Actress Cat, if anything, the Salon Cat, or just the other 2 previous forms. Like, do not use the Kite Cat if you can help it. Even though it has, you know, more attack power than the Actress Cat, and I think the, actually no, I think the Salon Cat still has more attack power than this cat. Not too sure though, don't quote me on that, but overall, just the Kite Cat is just not a cat that I recommend most of the time. Like, it's okay, but if you use it right, but it's just not reliable. So before we end things off, here are the combos that you're able to use the Vengeful Cat with. So just have the lineup of the Zombie Cat, the Vengeful Cat, the whatever this cat's called. I'll be honest, I haven't memorized every single cat's name, so I do apologize if I don't know them off by heart. So the Hip Hop Cat, then you have the Sadako Cat, which is really the Kotatsu Cat. Confusing names, I know, just basically the cat that's coming out of the TV, and then the Grudge Cat. But there is another cat combo which I find is actually better than the one that I presented right there, just for its basic ability, which is the Paranormal Activity. So in this case, you can use the Wheel Cat, the Vengeful Cat, and the Evil Cat, which I think, yeah, the Evil Cat is the first form. The next form is the, okay, never mind. I got it. I corrected myself before I made that mistake. So you can either use that combo or this combo. The second combo uses, is better for money, and then this combo generally just has more cat combos associated with it, so, you know, choose your pick either way. But yeah, that's essentially going to be it for this video. So Vengeful Cat and the Groucho Cat are pretty good or decent. The Kite Cat, it's questionable. I think it's okay at times, but just not reliable. So kind of, if possible, stay away from this cat unless you really want to collect the cat for the sake of its true form and stuff. So anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, then hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Battle Cats Evolutions videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Woo!